Okay, peace. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna show you the Shabaka stone they show. Yeah, so-called Shabaka stone that give witness, so-called Ptah. Yeah, and I'm just gonna quickly read because that's like they have this stone, like they should have had the stone of Moses, but they don't. But these guys, they have their own stone, giving, witness to so-called Ptah as evidence. Yeah. So they call it the Shabaka stone is a relic from the Nubian 25th dynasty of Egypt, inside with an uh, important Egyptian religious text, the Memphite theology. The Memphite theology of creation centered on Ptah. The Memphite theology said that Ptah created the world. Unlike the other Egyptian creations, this was not a physical but intellectual creation by the word and the mind of God. The ideas developed within Ptah's heart, regarded by the Egyptians as the seat of human thought, as the seat of human thought, were given form when he named them with his tongue. By speaking these names, Ptah produced the gods and all the other things. Okay, so they claim the Shabaka stone, because they claiming the same thing that Yahweh is claiming, that he created the world by his word. And the word was there in the beginning. In the beginning there was the word. Yeah. Where do you think they get these ideas? The Shabaka stone is a stone slab measuring 66 centimeters for Freemasonry, okay, in height, and 137 centimeters. That's number 11. In width, the text claims to contain the surviving content of a worm-ridden decaying papyrus that was found. A Pharaoh Shabaka was inspecting the temple of Ptah in Memphis, Egypt. Shabaka concerned about the loss of the information on the papyrus had the rest of the text written into this stone, people. However, in later years, the stone was used as a milestone, and so some of the hieroglyphs were damaged. Nevertheless, it was being a fruitful source of insight into the culture and religious doctrines of the ancient Egyptians, because the ancient Egyptians are not here now today to explain to you themselves what was it all about. Okay, so you just have these stones that were they real or they not? You got them after the reset. By the way, okay, Shabaka or Shabaka, Neferker, beautiful was the soul of Ra, was a Kushite pharaoh of the 25th dynasty of Egypt. Pharaoh meaning king. Between 720 BC and 21 BC and 707 to 706 BC. See that? According to the most of the up-to-date academic research onto ancient Egyptian chronology from 2006. So this stuff, man, they're telling you it was like nearly 1,000 years before Christ. talking about 721 before Christ. 700 before Christ. Let's just say that. Yeah. So it's a long time, yeah. It's a very long time. There was no Christianity back there. There was no Yahweh back there. There was nothing like that back there. Just think about that for a second, okay? And you'll know that it's all a BS, people. That they created to fool you. You know, here's the so-called Shabaka stone picture. At least, the Shabaka stone ancient relic tells of God Ptah and his creation of the universe. The 26th dynasty of Egypt was the last dynasty. Oh, ain't that something? Of the third intermediate period, and was known also as the Nubian dynasty or the Kushite Empire. The pharaohs of this dynasty hailed from Egypt's southern neighbor, the Nubian kingdom of Kush. hmm They know all of that, people. Although the Kushites were able to conquer Egypt through their military might, it was not enough to gain the loyalty of the native population. As foreign rulers, the Kushite pharaohs had to legitimize their rule. So, one of the steps taken by the new rulers was the revival of Egypt's past glory. This was achieved by reviving and reintroducing art, architecture, history, religion, and ceremonial burial practices into the royal court. See that? There are numerous examples of this Kushite enterprise, one of them being an object of great historical importance, the Shabaka stone. People, yeah, you got the Nubians going around with their gold. Okay, they were all proud. Land of gold, right? hmm Okay. Nubian pharaoh Taharka, son of Pi, ancient Egyptian 25th dynasty, and king of kingdom of Kush, image source. The Shabaka stone was given to the British Museum. How the hell he end up in the British Museum? Just think about that, people. Where it still resides today, by George Spencer, the second Earl Spencer in 1805. The relic consists of a slab of basalt measuring 66 centimeters, 26 inch, and 137 centimeters, 53 inch. And its name suggests the stone is believed to have been made during the reign of the Kushite pharaoh Shabaka between 716 and BC, 702 BC, according to the text inscribed in the stone. Shabaka was inspecting the temple of Ptah when he came across the work of the ancestors, which was worn eaten so much that it could not be understood from the beginning to end. Horrified by what he saw, Shabaka ordered the text on the worm-eaten papyrus scroll to be copied into a more durable medium. Shabaka portrays himself as the savior of this ancient text and claims that it became better than it had been before. How the hell it became better when there were things missing in the text? He says there already that there were things missing. Let me go back, people. Hold on. According to the text inscribed on the stone, Shabaka was inspecting the temple of Ptah when he came across a work of the ancestors, which was worn, eaten, people. See that? Worn, eaten, he claims first. Now check that out. So much that it could not be understood from the beginning to end. Horrified by what he saw, Shabaka ordered the text on the worn, eaten papyrus to scroll to be copied into more durable medium. How are you going to copy something that you don't have the full message? And then you telling me that you have a better message in the end. What is lying spirit? Yeah. Shabaka portrays himself as the savior of this ancient text. You didn't save nothing because you didn't know the whole message. He claims that he became better than it had been before. See that? Was just a business opportunity, and he had made a lot of money with that. So that's a problem with that. You can't tell me that the text was already dismissed. There were things missing, and then you put it together. You wouldn't know what Ptah was all about. Yeah, because Ptah himself didn't write the stone, people. You see that? There was this guy Shabaka that wrote the stones. Told them, he was the king, and he got them writing the stone out of the papyrus text. You know what I'm saying? So he was already not the original message there, and you don't know this guy and his motivations, why he did this. Okay, he was one of them. For the New World Order thing, he was one of them. Why do you think he's so worried about that? And he wants to save it. Are you kidding? He wants to save that. Because that teaches them to be gods over like what Ptah was doing in Egypt. And what happened to Egypt? Nobody was left to tell the story. All we get now is post-reset stories. Okay? You don't have no Negro left to tell you for certain what this Ptah really wrote, because he's damaged and he's been resetted. And these guys got hold of it, and they tell you here, if you read what they're telling you already that it was missing, and then he fixed it, and then it became better. No, he fixed it, and then they created these religions that you have today. That's what's up. Okay, that's as clear as day. Don't be following these guys, these Religio boys. I already told you, Religio is bondage. They can pass that. They're zombies. Yeah, there's no need to argue with these guys or nothing. That's it, man. Praise the Most High. Of your peace.